Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Eddie, aka Mr. Eddie Nunez. I am at the studio today. This is the studio here, Flushing Meadows Park. And as you know, you have to pay rental fees, number one, to use this studio and fly your drones. But number two, I'm gonna be like 𝐼𝐲𝐻𝐷O. You know, every time 𝐼𝐲𝐻𝐷O goes to that pier in California, I think it's Venice Beach, there's a new camera coming out, right? So I'm gonna do the same thing. Every time I come to the studio here, this is like 𝐼𝐲𝐻𝐷O's studio, the beach, except this is the park, Drone X Factors Park. I'm reviewing a new drone today. This is the RUKO F11PRO, and this is a great drone for beginners, especially like if you wanna get your kids, your neighbor, your wife introduced to drones. And I'm gonna tell you all about it, but first, let me give you some B-roll. So the RUKO F11PRO is a Wi-Fi camera drone, 4K of course in the camera. It features brushless motors, it has a remote control, and it does the normal things that all drones do, such as return to home, etc. This is the box itself, and then it comes in a cool packaging, in a cool case. So you can almost say that it's like an all-in-one in terms that it comes with, you know, a case and everything that you may need. But let's go ahead and open up this thing here. This is gonna be my very first impression. And what I wanna say is, you don't wanna compare this drone to a DJI drone. So you don't wanna compare it. This is the Mavic 3 sitting here. There's no comparison, of course, a $500 drone compared to a $5,000 drone. But I also think that, you know, you cannot compare this drone here, this RUKO drone, to even a Mavic Mini. So just, you know, want to mention that up front going into the video. This is not a comparison to any DJI products by any means, but as I mentioned at the beginning of my video, this is a great drone for someone who wants to get into the hobby and you don't want to let them fly. You don't want to let them fly your DJI Mini. You don't want to let them fly your Mavic 2 Pro, your Air 2S. This is targeted for that audience. This is for, you know, I think about my kid. I wish he was here with me today. This is a drone that I would let my kid fly and learn how to fly drones before I give him my Mavic 3 or Mavic Mini 3 Pro, etc. But this kit here comes with obviously the drone. You get some USB-C cables to USB. You get 2 batteries, so it's like a Fly More where you get 2 batteries. I'm not sure how the batteries last yet because again, this is my first impression. Get a remote control here, so it looks like it opens up. You lay your phone here. Let's see, you bring it down, and this gives you allows you to put your you know, pinky finger here, your thumbs there. So pretty good on the ergonomics. What is this here? Oh, you get some additional blades. So you get some additional blades. So all good stuff. But let's open up the drone. Let's read the instructions. You know, we normally don't read instructions, but we have to. Let's boot this thing up. Let's install the app on my iPhone, and let's see what kind of footage we get, and we'll come back to some impressions. All right, so we're gonna take this for the first maiden flight now, but I want you to listen to the sound. What does this remind you of? This is like an FPV drone. So I wonder if this has components of an FPV drone. You know, obviously it has a flight controller, it has ESC, but I wonder if it has like beta flight preloaded in there. So let's go ahead and take this thing up. Let's see. It's quite windy today, so curious to see how it performs in the wind. I'm gonna screen record here. We're gonna go to controls. This is a Wi-Fi drone. Every time you power off the drone and you restart it, you need to bind it. The way you bind it is by holding it down and up, the left stick, and then you got to do a gyro calibration. So let's do the dance. Gyro calibration. And let's take off. Let's take off. Let's record. We're gonna hit record. We're gonna take off. Let me zoom in here. Actually, let's just keep zoomed out. Let's record. Oh. This thing is aggressive. Let me take you with me. Let me give you a first-person view of what is happening right now. So we right now in New York City have winds of about 40 miles per hour. Well, I'm exaggerating. We have like about 20 miles per hour winds, as you can see. Kite stuck there. Maybe I should show you UAV forecast. But we got a pretty strong gust happening right now of 30 miles per hour. And, you know, for what it is, the drone is actually, I mean, it's kind of holding its position. It is obviously, you know, not holding its position. What I mean is it's staying in its place within, you know, 100 feet. But this drone definitely is struggling with maintaining its altitude and its position hold. But that's to be expected with a drone like this. You know, it's not anything special. Let's try landing the drone. I want to try landing the drone before I do anything else. Every drone is a little different to land, and this one might be sort of different. Let's see. Let's stop recording here. Oh, let's see. So to land, you actually have to press this thing. So what I learned is that you can't land manually. See, if you land manually, it fights you. Oh, there you go. Never mind. I take that back. So you can manually land. I thought that you couldn't. So that's a good feature. And then to start up again, all we gotta do is we're gonna go with the 2 sticks inwards. And I'm gonna move away. And then we just press up. There you go. All right, so let's fly this drone. Let's see what it has to offer. Then we're gonna sit back down in the studio here at Flushing Meadows Park. Thank you, Xavier. And Xavier is right there, Drone X Factor. He allowed me the space for an hour. But we're gonna come back and we're gonna go through the specs, how much does it cost, and my true impressions of this drone. So let's just fly this thing. Okay, so the first flight is done. Let's sit down and talk about it. Should you buy this drone? And who is this for? Who is this little guy for? Who's the perfect customer for this? I have some thoughts, so let's get to those. All right, guys, so as you saw, I just finished flying this RUKO F11PRO, and I have some thoughts. But before I get to my thoughts, let me go on to Amazon, where you can buy this drone, and I'm gonna read the exact description that Amazon shows for this drone. So this drone right now, at its current date and time, today is April 1st, 2023. Reading this right from the Amazon store itself, on the RUKO store. This drone right now is currently on sale at a price of $299 from $379. That's where I want to start this video today. You know, when you think about what you get for this drone for $299, you know, if you're looking to start up and fly your first quadcopter, right? Are you gonna go out there and buy a premium drone from a competitor and spend an upwards of $500? My son wants to fly drones, and this is the drone that he walked over to me the other night in the living room, right? As we were sitting down watching TV. Am I really gonna let my son, for the first time, fly a $5,000 drone? No, the answer is simply no. He's not gonna fly this, but he can graduate to that once he starts flying something like this and master it. I think, you know, when we think about FPV drones, you first start in the simulator and you put in a lot of stick time. So I think the same, even though this is a GPS drone that's capable of hovering and has some intelligent features such as tracking, and also return to home. It has a GPS. You don't want to start your kid flying, you know, a drone like this or any other drone that's going to cost you a lot of money. Let's first start your kid, your wife, even yourself, if you're getting into drones, with a quadcopter like this. This is going to teach you the basics. This is going to teach you how to keep the drone in line of sight, what it is to take care of your batteries, how do you charge, how do you record, how do you compose your shots, whether it's a photo or video. This is a perfect drone for that, quite honest. For $299, I think it's a fair drone. Now, let's take a look at some of the specs here, and I'm reading right from the website because I don't want to get anything wrong for this drone. And so this, as I mentioned a little while ago, has a 4K camera, 60 minutes of flight time, level 6 wind resistance. It has a beginner mode, and that's pretty cool. So it ships in beginner mode. What that means is that it doesn't let you go 30 meters away from yourself. So it always maintains you within 30 meters. I thought that was pretty cool. Again, you know, thinking about this is for a beginner. You want to have safety top of mind. This does connect via 5G Wi-Fi, and it has, you know, GPS function. The 5G Wi-Fi is rated to keep your transmission alive for up to 1,640 feet. So just keep that in mind. And the remote control itself can go up to 3,937 feet away. Now you're gonna say, why do I need 4,000 of transmission, 4,000 feet of transmission on my remote, but my video is only 1,640? Well, you wanna continue, you don't wanna have a flyaway. You wanna continue to have telemetry back to your drone. You wanna be able to press the, you know, return to home button and have the drone come back home. That's why this is important. You can also do waypoints with this. You can set up to 16 different points and draw a waypoint. I think that's also a really cool feature for a drone of this price. Using the RUKO F11PRO was quite easy. When you power it on, as you saw, you have to connect to Wi-Fi. Once you connect to Wi-Fi, you have to do a compass calibration. You put your two stick inwards, and the drone just takes off. To land, you can also land manually, or you can just use the smart feature of landing, and it returns right back to where it took off and land. So not too complicated for a new beginner. I thought that it was actually pretty simplistic. I had the manuals here with me, and I was gonna go through all these pages and read the manual, but a cool thing is that before you take off for the first time, it actually includes a video as part of the app, and it shows you everything that the manual is showing you here, but in a video form, and I thought that was pretty neat. Again, considering that this is for a new pilot. So who is this drone for? I think final conclusions. This is a drone for someone that's looking to learn how to fly. This is a drone for someone who really wants to get into the hobby. This is purely a hobbyist drone, not anything professional by any means. This is not gonna get you your first real estate gig. This is not something that, you know, it's gonna be cinematic, if you will, by any means. Now, with that being said, now that we touched on the word cinematic, let's really talk about the video quality. So as you saw, the video quality here is of a toy grade drone. It's just not something that's gonna really impress you. It's not something that I would really wanna share on my social media. It's really just for the pure nature of a hobbyist, I would say. You know, you're flying drones and you're putting it into practice. That's pretty much it. I wouldn't, you know, use this footage for my YouTube channel. I think maybe if you want to document your journey, if you're a new pilot, yes, but the camera is really just a FPV camera. It's giving you video back. I was not really impressed with the camera at all, but again, for $299, you know, what can you expect? Okay, so my final thoughts is buy this drone if you are a beginner, this is your first drone ever, and you don't want to crash an investment of $1,000 or even $500–600. Buy this drone if you want to introduce drones to your wife, to your kid, to your significant other, even to yourself, as I mentioned. But do not buy this drone if you already own another drone. I mean, this drone is not going to get you far at all. This is purely a beginner's drone for $299. I mean, what can you expect? But I think that the bundle overall for $299 was pretty good, and I just wanted to showcase this on my channel today. I also want to thank Drone X Factor over here. Where is he? Where's Drone X Factor? I want to thank Drone X Factor over here for allowing me to use his studio. He needs to work on sound treatment here and sound quality, because as you can hear, a lot of background noise. But again, thank you, Drone X Factor, for letting me use your studio and participating indirectly in my video. And RUKO, thank you for sending me this drone. And until next time, I'm blabbing. Peace. Oh, we rented the studio for $100, but we got commitments.
Yeah, 100 an hour, right? So if you're thinking about coming here, you know what the rate is. If not, you know, meet me at the door, meet the bouncer at the door, then we'll show you the gate. So
how about if we do a group e-bike?
Yeah,
is it waived?
You can pay on Patreon too.
But what if we do a group e-bike?
You get a group discount.
Okay.
Especially if you're patient.